Hello and welcome to this channel. I would want to take you through the process of vision casting or personal goal setting. 2026 is coming and we start the year with so many goals, and we hope by the time the year is coming to an end that we will actually have actualized some of the things that we planned for. Some of you might ask, why should I plan when all the control is with God? He has to say, why should I plan? Someone once told me, plan but leave room for change. Plan but leave room for God. Plan, write your vision. Even the Bible tells us, the word of the Lord tells us to write your vision, write it down. Taking a piece of paper with you, you want to evaluate three things very fast within your 2026 vision casting agenda. You want to ask yourself, what's your mission in 2026? Why do you want to exist in 2026? Why do you want to exist? And it could start by, I want to exist in 2026 to accomplish such and such a mission. But the question would be then, what is a mission? A mission is your why. Why? Perfect example I like to give. KDF goes to Haiti. What do they say? We are going on a mission. We all know the mission. Fight a war, win a war, fight the enemies. The mission is clear. Now, your mission for 2026 needs to be clear. You could be a mom, a sister, a daughter, a career woman, business woman, active in your religious sector, in church, wherever you go. And so there are so many things that surround you, but you want to spare this process for the one thing in 2026 that you would want to take the bulls by the horns and maybe do something to change a few things. As the one wise man once said, you cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. You get the same results. So very fast, you want to be clear. We are going into 2026 Haiti. We are going on a mission 2026. What are we going to do in 2026? What are we going to do in 2026? What role are you going to play in 2026? That's your mission. Whatever will come top of your mind, if you want to manifest more as a family person, then that's the place to strategize around. If you want to manifest more as a career person, that's the place to strategize around. If you want to manifest more in your religious sector, then that's the place to focus on. So why do you exist in 2026? What's the one place you want to deploy a lot of energy, time, and resources? And again, I say this, a lot is happening in our lives. There's a lot we have to juggle and a lot we have to do. However, you would want to preserve this process for the one thing that probably gives you a heartache, and you would want to plan for it. You would want to take the bull by the horns. You would want, by the help of God, to take charge over that situation and begin to synthesize it and analyze it, especially situations that repeat themselves over and over again. At some point, you want to think, maybe God is calling you into a meeting to be able to do something about it. Once you establish why you exist, for example, as the year is coming to an end by the grace of God, I'm starting to understand what really should be the core of my 2026. And I'm using the word core of 2026, and it's really something that I'm also doing. Once you're clear on your mission, you want to go on to the vision. From the word vision, it's what you see. It is important for all the examples that I have given that you have a very clear picture in your mind of what you want to see. And this sight is very internal, and I go to the good book where Abraham at one point is told and is asked to go and stand somewhere and is asked, what do you see? So I want to ask you, what do you see in 2026? What do you see realistically respecting the history and the process you have gone through in life up to this point, what do you think realistically you want to see around that area that you pegged on the mission? So we started with mission, why you exist, now the vision. So concerning that role, concerning why you think you exist, you pick a vision and ask yourself, what do I see? Let me take, for example, someone who has a vision for a well, happy, thriving, productive career. So they say the reason I choose to exist is because next year I would want to increase my performance, do well, be more productive, do 1 to 3. It's already very clear the role they hope to play in 2026 is more hell-bent on their career. And this, then someone once told me, it is not realistic to have everything in the same season of a certain life that everything is thriving in 2026. Eventually, at the end of life, I want to believe before we die, someone told me that life eventually will balance out and you will eventually experience every good thing that you hope to experience, but not all at the same time. So you need to work every year with prioritization. So now, next year, and I'm leaving room for God to surprise me, what do you see? So in terms of vision, if I was to see the reason I would want to exist in 2026 primarily is to thrive in my career, then in terms of vision, what do I want to see? I would say there's a project I'm working on and I'm very excited about it, and I'm working on it together with my friend and colleague, and we've been talking about what we can see concerning this project. And every time we say we see this, then we begin to chart a path in our minds, because we are here and this is what we see. So you need to bridge this gap to be able to find a way so that you see everything you're dreaming of in your head. That is what vision casting does for you. Whatever you are dreaming of in your head then becomes a reality. So in terms of vision, you want to ask yourself, why do I exist? No, mission, why do I exist? Vision, what do I see? So I see myself thriving in my career. I see myself having very beautiful family relations, which would mean you need to be strategized in terms of spending a lot of time with them and all that. I see myself, I see, just take a notebook and keep writing. I see this, I see that, I see this, I see, keep seeing. Then go to the value section, core values. What are some of the values that you think should drive you in 2026? I have a workable principle that I work with every year, and the Spirit of God led me to be doing this every year by the help of the Holy Spirit. We work on a specific, the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience. Very easily, I would discern from the challenges I'm going through and from what I am experiencing. This year, God would want me to practice patience, to practice loving people, to practice forgiving people, to practice not holding grudges, to practice being joyful. It doesn't matter what is going through, what happening in my life, to practice being a good listener, to practice to have healthy conflict, to practice to be whatever, all those things. So pick values, and values could stem far and wide, from listening to being joyful to being loving. Just values, things you value that you would want to integrate and intertwine into whatever you do or whatever you say. And these values, please tie them to the vision and tie them to the mission. So if your mission primarily you're hell-bent on focusing on family, pick values that relate with family more. For example, trust, accountability, healthy conflict resolution, commitment. If you pick career, then pick values that speak to career: listening, productivity. So that's the whole process. So you're clear on the mission, you're clear on the vision, you're clear on the values. Now, before we go into the actual planning, you have to find a motto. And this is something that will energize you to wake up every morning. Maybe the motto could come from something that has held you back before, and now you just want that motto so that you keep remembering in 2026, this cannot stop me. It could be a quote that you run with. I like to run with Bible verses. Currently, I'm just feeling like next year is the year of Malachi 4:2, the year of, but for those who fear the Lord, the rays of the sun of righteousness will rise with its healing wings, and they will jump with joy like cows in the store. Like Ndama, if you've listened to my vlog, you've listened to that. So get a motto. Now let's go to the second part of the planning. Here we are choosing pillars. Sawa. And we are going synthesizing exactly what you picked from the mission, what you picked from the vision, what you picked from the values. You've picked a tagline. There should be a consistent theme there. By the time you're scaling down, you need to be more specific as you need to be more specific as we move with it. You need to be more specific as we move with it. This second part, you're choosing pillars that would support that mission and vision. If that mission and vision surrounds the area of family, what pillars or key value drivers, in the corporate world we call them KVDs. Let me explain. The reason they're called drivers is because they drive a lot of agenda. The reason they're called pillars, they hold the whole building together. So you need to pick pillars or key value drivers, things that you think, if sat in the driver's seat, they will drive this thing to success. If it were a pillar and you choose 3 pillars, let's say you're building a house, and depending on the kind of vision and mission you have, then you can tend to choose what kind of pillars are going to influence or affect your mission and vision, so that now you're coming up with a strategy for the pillars, so that those key value drivers are the things you will focus on. That's your focus now on 2026. We are streaming down. So when you come to key value drivers for career, ask yourself, what are some of the things I would want to see change, or what the main agenda in terms of my career? One, we could choose KPI in terms of key performance indicators, and say key performance indicator. That's one driver, meaning that it does actually influence the success or the failure of your career. Number 2, people. And you're like, people, yeah, people is a very huge factor, whether you choose family, whether you choose career, whether you choose in the religious sect. You're like, people. That's a key value driver. You will need people, you will need your KPI to do well, and then ask yourself, people, key value drivers, and then the other one could be resources. So if you are a content creator and you are planning for 2026, in fact, I should use this for content creation, and you're very sure of the mission, you're very sure of the vision, you're very sure of the key value drivers, and you've come up with a motto, key value drivers, then you go resources, you go people, you could go politics if you're in social media and be like, politics really affects and drives how we do social media. What else did we say? We said balance scorecard, KPI, whatever you use in your organization. That's the second step. So list them, and then pick 3. So in my case, I will take KPI, I will take people, and I will also take resources. Then you go to the next step. So you're keen in 2026, I need to be keen about resources in as far as my career is concerned. I need to be keen about people in as far as my career is concerned. I need to be keen about how I perform in my KPI in as far as my career is concerned. Let's say someone takes the mission, family. I want to be a good family man in 2026. Your vision, what do you see? Maybe an extra baby. Maybe we are happy. We are going for walks. Maybe we have Bible study. Maybe we practice Shabbat. we eat together, we dine together, we visit each other. All those that's what you see. And under the grow model, those will be your goals, the things that you see, the things you want to see. And then now if this person comes to the key value drivers, if you come to the key value drivers as someone who is looking to be a good family man, what are some of the things you would want to pick? Family members as a key value driver, because you want to evaluate each and everyone as a family man. You want to evaluate your children singularly, evaluate your wife singularly, and be active and intentional about what can I do to be a better family man. So you will write family members as a key value driver, because the next step, we will evaluate each and every family member. You could go more specifically and just mention every single family member as a key value driver and begin to analyze them, and to begin in the next process that you're going to do in the implementation matrix. So you look at family members, and then you look at what are the resources, what are the things, time, because time is a huge factor for anyone who wants to be a great family man. My phone wants to go off, but this is the last part. It's called the implementation matrix. This gives you action points. Now, in the implementation matrix, you want to come up with a column. There's a side for strategy, there's a side for objective, strategy, activities, by who, by when. Are we clear? Objective, what objective do you intend to do what? And you remove the objective from the key value drivers. The other pillar was for resources. You ask yourself, you take resources as a topic, ask yourself, what objective do I want to achieve with resources? So you take the key value driver as a topic, create a table, objective, strategy, activities, by who, by when. Now let's say the first topic, now the first key value driver for this person who wants to be a great career person, or this person who wants to be a great family man, or this person who wants to be the best in their church in whatever they do. Now they will take the 3 drivers. Let's say you take resources. Today is not Sunday. So you take one key value driver 111 and create a table. So let's say you take resources. What objective do you hope to achieve with resources that will positively influence your mission and vision and help you as you do that? So you say to adjust my expenditures all around in terms of resources so that I spend more to improve my education in career. That's an objective. Then you ask yourself, how are you going to achieve that? How am I going to do that? Open an account where I save for education only. So this is resources, and you're asking yourself, I want to spend resources well, but for what? And how will I do that? By taking care of my expenditures, and so that I use that money to save for education. And then you ask yourself, what activities will I do? This is where the majority of the work is. What activities will I do to make sure the strategy is achieved? I'll cut on shopping clothes, I'll cut on shopping shoes. Every month I normally go out to have lunch with my friends. I'll cut on that and go once in 2 months, so that I put that money into. So you write so many activities and then say by who, by when. So by when is what you need to have clear somewhere to see that I need to check my resources because I need to go to school. I need resources for school. So that's how you do it. Let's say you pick KPI, you put it in the topic. What objective do you want it to serve? To do what? So that is just the process of doing that. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me. This is something I will start to do, an educative channel where I talk about such things, because this is really what I love doing and this is what I do. But I could help you just see how you could bring your dreams and these things in our minds into actual vision. But this is a process that needs quietness and sitting, and then you would be able to do that. So thank you very much for listening to me. I think I will end it there. I hope you start. Just take it slow, take it slow, take it slow, take it slow, take it slow until you get there. Thank you very much. I'm doing this from Mount Elgon, and I'm excited to be doing that. So thank you very much, and see you guys same time, another place. Bye.